We are back, episode 95.
Boy, we are climbing up there right now in our episodes. Almost to the big 100.
Quick.
Yep.
Well,
Episode
I need to reach out to
95.
Ann this week and make those plans for what we're thinking.
Yep, we need to figure out. We're going to do something special for episode 100, so make sure you're listening. It'll be at Moon Golf. We'll have details for that later. Tonight you got Zach and I. We have a guest coming on. He should be hopping on shortly, and we're just going to go right into it. We're trying to time it perfectly. But as always, the show is brought to you by our friends over at Moon Golf. You go check out Moon Golf at any of their locations or online. They have everything you need for your game. You can take it to the next level. They have apparel, shoes, golf balls, putters, drivers, every club you need. Go check out Moon Golf. We love Moon Golf. We thank you.
Hey,
will
you
too.
can even call them. You can call them and they'll ship it out same day a lot of times.
I think go check them out. They always have great customer service in there. But tonight's episode, we're jumping into a world that we haven't really dealt with before, the Long Drive Championship. Our guest tonight is
a world I wish I could be in when we play on Saturdays, distance-wise.
Oh, yeah. And so tonight, if you're unfamiliar, Sam Judah is kind of on that grind for Long Drive, and we're going to ask him all kinds of questions tonight about it. So he'll be hopping on shortly. But the connection here is he's been hanging out at Bay Point, and we just got back from Bay Point, which is wild.
Down in PCB grinded in that wind.
And he's friends with a lot of you guys have probably seen Martin on Instagram and TikTok. He just kind of bombs it, and they're kind of connected. We'll ask him about all that. So check out this episode with Sam. We can go ahead and kind of jump into it. We're just going to ask you some questions and kind of just talk golf, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's easy.
I got the first question.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Does anyone ever tell you look like a yoked version of Bobby Fairways?
They have not. That's the first one right there. I hope that's a good thing.
Just the Bobby Fairways resemblance, and then just twice the muscle mass.
Yeah. Hope he sees that.
Yeah. So we got Sam on, and I guess Sam, before we get into like the questions about Long Drive, let's kind of get into the journey there. Like, this is our first time talking to someone in this world, and so kind of what made you decide between going down the road traditional golf and then no, I just want to bomb it, and I'm gonna work hard after this.
It's a crazy freaking story. So, I played baseball my whole life, played professionally, then coached college for 7 years, got out of it, moved to Dallas, and me and a few buddies went to Pinehurst and played. I was never a golfer. We just played for fun, sucked. And one of my buddies, after playing Pinehurst, he's like, "You should do Long Drive." I was like, "What are you talking about? What's Long Drive?" Never hit on a monitor or anything. So I get back and I find a monitor, get on it. I'm like 198 ball speed. And I'm like, dude, that's nowhere near fast enough. Like, cause you see Kyle and Martin post all these 225s, 230. So I really didn't know what was going on. Yeah. And his name was Justin, my best friend. And so he sends me this stuff called Speed Stick. So I buy them and I really go after it. And then all of a sudden I post a video 2 weeks later going 208 in a PGA Superstore in Dallas, and that's with a 44-inch driver, ping head, no clue what I'm doing. Well, after I post that video, like 3 days later, I get a message from one of Bryson DeChambeau's good friends. It was like, "Hey, we saw your numbers. You're in Dallas. Would you like to shoot a YouTube video with Bryson?" And, right off the bat, I'm like, who's fucking with me? This is stupid. There's no way it's happening. So I go shoot the YouTube video. Bryson's there and Martin Fordmeyer's there and a few other guys. And I end up going like 217 that day, ball speed. And they're looking at me like, "Who are you?" I was like, "Dude, no clue what I'm doing. Grip it and rip it." So that's basically how it started. I had no idea what I was getting into. Never been a good golfer. Really didn't even play golf much till COVID hit, kind of like everybody. I got out of coaching, moved to Dallas, had no friends. The driving ranges were open. So I just started swinging, and I was always kind of fast. I just had no clue what I was doing. And so that journey started. My first year competing was, 2021. So, fairly new to the sport. It's just my third year.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was it's like a storybook. I mean, I can't draw it up any better. So, I mean, it was just awesome how I got into it was because of Bryson and because of Martin, and now Martin's one of my best friends in the world. So it's just crazy how it played out.
I
So
told Casey we were watching like clips, just getting a better idea of who you are. I said, you look like your swing is very Bryson-like. I know there's a lot of lower body involved, but it looks like you just throw your hands at it and then the feet follow and spin around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still to this day trying to figure out a golf swing. I have no clue. I mean, baseball was my world for 30 years, so I
yeah.
knew how to move the hands. You know, I was just fortunate enough to have the rotational speed. So now it's all trying to learn how to use the ground and how to use my legs.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, yeah, I was fortunate enough to train with Bryson a good bit when I lived in Dallas. So I mean, I got to learn a lot from him. And now it's just all about digging into equipment. I mean, what people don't understand is equipment really matters when it comes to
Mhm.
regular golf and for sure long drive.
Is long drive is this hard to get into? Is like the road to the professional golf as far as traditional golf, or is it like you qualify and go enter a tournament?
Yeah, so you can go into a tournament and qualify. I mean, of course, I mean it's a little bit easier. You know, you're gonna go get your doors blown off if you ain't ready though. You
Yeah.
know, when you get to at every event, the final 16, everybody's 220 plus. So I mean, it's a whole different world once you get out of that first round to the second round at every event. But yeah, you can go qualify. You know, there's an amateur division as well. There's a open division, which is professional. Then there's a senior and a ladies. So yeah, you can go and give it a whirl. I mean, we always want new people to come to the sport. More people, the better for us. That's how we're trying to grow it.
What was your first tournament like? Getting out there, kind of new, like you said, new to golf,
Oh,
and somebody told you to swing hard.
so yeah, so you get 6 balls in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. And I get up there, my first event, my hands are shaking. I haven't felt adrenaline like that since I played baseball. I hit my 6 golf balls and I look up and there's still a minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. So I just ripped them, had no clue. I mean, it's just full of adrenaline. I mean, you're just gripping and ripping. You get 6 balls to hit one. Hope you
Hmm.
turn one over perfect.
Yeah.
Um, but the adrenaline, it's a whole different world. It's like the Live Tour on steroids. I mean,
Yeah.
music's blaring, people are yelling, balls are just, you're hearing them screaming by you because there's 4 guys hitting at once. So I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's insane.
Do you I see the clips of Kyle and Martin too, like they hit it and they let out those screams. Are you one of those guys? You just like all emotion comes out and
Not
you
really,
really get
because I don't know
overwhelmed?
when I hit a good one.
Yeah.
I've yelled at a few. So I've yelled at one or two early, and it came back at like 340, 350. I was like, okay, no more yelling. But I did yell at a ball in Germany. I made the Final Four in Germany, and I hit a ball. Best ball I ever hit is 229 ball speed, and I let out a yell just because that ball I knew I got every bit
Mhm.
of it. You know, it rolled out OB, but oh well, it was fast. So, but no, they're emotional. I just don't know yet when I hit a good ball or not. I
Yeah.
don't want to yell and it comes back at 350 and everybody's like, "What is this clown doing?"
I
How did
wish
you?
350 was in my range.
Yeah, I know. Hey, so do you enjoy now like going and playing just 18 holes, or is it kind of more focused on training?
It's focused more on training. I mean, 9 holes is very fun, but after 9 holes, I get bored.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, and when we do go play, it's mostly filming, so we only play 9 holes. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard to keep my energy level for 18 holes now because it's like I can go waste 4 hours on a golf course, which I love playing golf, but I go 4 hours and bash drivers on a driving
Yeah.
range. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm stuck. You know, I do so many charity events throughout the year where I'm hitting drivers all day. So, I mean, I love to get out and play, but I really love playing 9 holes and calling it a day because I won't get
Uh,
enough putts in 9 holes to make up for 18. So
yeah.
that's how I see it.
Well, while we're talking about putts, let's talk about the putter.
Oh yeah.
Where did that come up from? Like the whole
So
idea.
I'm such a well, two things. I'm such a terrible putter. And
Uh huh.
one day I got so frustrated, I went to the putting green, which never happens, and like tried 30 different putting stances. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? How can I just start the ball where I want to go? And I just goofed around and got down, opened my feet up like I was hitting, and the ball was starting exactly where I wanted. I was like, this is it. And then my grandfather passed, and he was left-handed. And the only club I could use of his was this old Wilson Betty putter. It's a flat. And so I
Uh-huh.
went and got it and cut it and put it in a stability shaft. And that's kind of my go-to putter now. And it started off as a gimmick, but I mean, it's kind of hot right now. So, I mean, kind of rolling in some putts. So I don't know if I'm ever going to get away from it. The back kind of hurts afterwards, but it's rolling.
That's
We're
the
fine
putter
with
that
whatever works on
Yeah.
the putt.
yeah, that's the putter that Alan was working on yesterday, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. He
Yeah,
loves when I come into the store because no telling what I'm going to ask him to do.
we saw you putting him swapping the shaft out and stuff. So, how
Yeah.
did you get connected? Because we know Alan, and he was saying,
Hmm.
yeah, Sam comes in here, and then Bay Point. We played there Saturday because of Jay, the teaching pro down there. We're
Yeah.
played with him. How'd you get on or figure out about Bay Point? I guess, or you live down there now?
Yeah. So my family's owned a place here for 30 years. I'm from Ozark, just north of Dothan.
Okay,
So I know
gotcha.
that store very well in the Dothan area. But
Hmm.
grew up coming to Bay Point my whole life. I mean, I came here back when it was the Legends before it was a Jack Nicklaus course.
Yeah,
And then when I moved here, I went and talked to Gavin and some of them, told them what I was doing, and so it's easy. I live here on hole 5, so I can just drive over to the driving range and hit every day and play a few holes. So I mean,
oh
it's a
wow,
lot easy, especially when you have great people at the golf course there. I
yeah.
mean, everybody there's so helpful, so grateful. So it's just a great place.
Yeah, they were telling us we were teeing off on one. We played the back nine first, and we came to the front. And they said, "Yeah, we saw Sam just the other day drive the green from these back tees on one." I was like, "That is wild!" To the aggressive
Still made
lines that he.
par.
Did you?
But
What
yeah,
What did you
That's
do?
our
You just
type game.
just the putting got you when you drove it?
yeah. I mean, it's always going to get me. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to bogey, so I just tap it, and then make a par and move on. But no, I mean, yeah, my line is over those houses on the right. I just go right
Yeah,
over the top of them,
that's
and
wild.
so yeah. I mean, it's a fun course. I mean, I take such different angles though.
Yeah.
Some of those holes are dangerous, like on what is that number 8? I go all the way over the houses, all the way down. Um, Before that big par 5. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun course. But yeah, one I've driven I think 5 or 6 times now. I think I birdied it once, so that's good.
That's
It's a good ratio for me.
so. So, so what's it like for you? Like no golf at all, and then you jump into it and it's instant like competition and content with some of the biggest names in your industry. Like, was it like a whoa, this is happening fast, or did you ever see
Uh,
yourself doing content?
no clue. Had no idea this was going to happen. It's happened super quick. If you'd asked me 3 years ago if I'd have been in the golf space at all, I'd have just laughed at you and be like, I'd probably be back in the baseball world.
Yeah.
Um, no idea. I honestly just got super lucky. Super got lucky. And also worked my tail off to, make a name in long drive. I just didn't want to be a regular guy. I wanted to go out and compete and try to
Hmm.
win a few. But yeah, super fortunate, super lucky how it started for me. And now just, you just got to take advantage of the breaks you get. So that's what I'm trying to do.
What's practice look like for you during the week? If you got a
Oh
tournament coming
God.
up.
Tournament coming up. Let's see if a tournament's on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm going to hit about 500 drives, do some speed stuff. Tuesday, I'll probably hit about 200. Wednesday, somewhere under 100.
Yeah.
Thursday, I'll chip some maybe, but I'll swing some speed sticks. Friday, absolutely nothing. Then Saturday, let it
Hmm.
roll. Um,
That's
What are
you
awesome.
know,
what are you doing to take care of your hands? I feel like after 18 holes, if I hit the range before 2, I feel like my hands are just worn.
but yeah, I mean, luckily enough, baseball, they're calloused over. I played till I was 27, so they're fully calloused. But I made the switch to Jumbo Max grips for one of those reasons. I swing the Jumbo Max medium, and it's taking a lot of pressure off my hands and forearms where I can go back to back to back days.
Hmm.
I put them on all my irons. They're on my driver now. I mean, yeah, I swing every day. I go through gloves, but my hands are lucky enough staying somewhat. Hell, every now and then I'll get a callus rip off, but I do a ton of grip strength stuff as well. And this might sound a little weird, but I lotion my hands every night. So, to kind of keep them going. But yeah, when I made the switch to Jumbo Max, those grips, it kind of changed a lot for me when it came to soreness in the hands and in the forearms.
I swear, after watching, I've been a big fan of Bryson from like the one length, and then when he started going long drive, I have all the CPX jumbos because I played softball. I played baseball, and then I played softball up until COVID, and then they shut it down. So the natural thing was golf.
Yep.
And if I have like a regular golf grip, it just feels too small
Yep.
after swinging a bat for so long.
And that's what kind of, when you first get in the sport, and I was so close to Martin, all he cared about was how light everything was. He was worried about how light the head is, how light the shaft, how light the grip. So, I mean, of course, I was listening to him, and I was swinging a junior grip that was 22 grams and barely had any rubber on. I was going through a grip a week. And
Dang.
it just got to where that wasn't for me. I had to make a change. So I went to the Jumbo Max, 42 grams, and it started working a little bit better. I was able to control the ball flight. And then this off season, I actually added 100 more grams to my grip. So I'm now using 125-gram grip, which has changed everything for me and ball flight and spin and everything. So yeah, the grip, people don't understand. They go get fitted for heads and shafts, but they forget about the grip. I mean, everybody grips it different. Everybody's grip pressure is different. So, I mean, people kind of forget about the grip, and that's one of the main things you need as your club as well.
Mm-hmm.
What if the equipment like doesn't change in the next few years, do you see speeds getting faster and faster just from training and strength, or do you think the equipment has to change before y'all start getting them higher numbers?
I don't think the equipment needs to change. I think, I mean, the equipment's about as good as it's going to get right now. Of course, you want some things different. You know, you
Yeah.
like a little hotter head because our heads are not that hot. I mean, they're more durable. So, like, if we go pull a head off a dick shelf, it's going to be hotter
Mhm.
than our long drive heads. But we're going to go through
Okay.
that head in 10 swings, where ours will hold up for about 1,000. So I think the equipment's good. It's just I don't know where the body stops. Uh,
Yeah.
that's my concern. Like, because as a baseball guy, I go back to pitching. I don't think it's ever going to be possible for a body to throw 115 miles an hour without something blowing out. You know, I
Yeah.
think that's the
That
same thing
tummy
with golf.
time.
Yep, I think 170, 175 swing speed probably is going to be the max, and I have a feeling we'll probably see Kyle do it here in another year or so.
Hmm.
I could see him getting there. He loves the speed. I've kind of done away with speed. I'm working more on because the golf ball we hit, you don't need speed. It
Hmm.
conforms really well at 215 to 220. Anything above 225, it doesn't act well with that golf ball. And then, so if they change the golf ball, then of course I'll start jumping back to speed. But
Yeah.
I think the equipment's there. I just don't know how far the body can handle.
So if speed's not the biggest deal, is it strength and flexibility?
Yeah, mobility. I
Mobility?
wouldn't say flex. I'd say more mobility. I mean, you don't want to be too flexible because it's like a rubber band. I mean, you want to be loose where you can go, but also tight enough where it can fire. You don't want to be
Yeah.
too loose. Um, I, the big thing: strength, weight room, equipment, mobility. I mean, that's your three
Yeah.
things right there. I mean, I've changed my whole workout routine. I don't lift heavy anymore. Everything I do, I might squat a bar, but I do
Yeah.
4 sets of 50, and I'm coming off the ground every time. Same with deadlifts. I jump, I bench press no more in the bar, and everything I'm doing is moving fast. So everything I've had to change a lot, but I want to win, so I'm going to do what it takes to kind of figure it out. And everybody's different. Every person's different, but I think strength, mobility, and equipment are the three main things.
So you're on
Was
the Tom Brady style workout. You don't
yeah.
have to go heavy. You just have to be efficient in what you're
Exact,
doing.
exactly right. Efficient, fast. And at the end of the day, it's
Hmm.
like my job is to move a golf club as fast as I can. Why am I
Hmm.
moving heavy weights slow? What does that
Yeah.
benefit for me? I'm not trying to look pretty. I'm trying to just absolutely crush a golf ball. So that's how I look at it. You know, I think a lot more athletes are starting to go that way, and more of the baseball and golf world. Football's a little different. You got to be strong as hell to play football. I mean,
Hmm.
there's no. I don't even want to line up against any of those guys. But no, I mean, I think it's such a weird because ground force is now involved. There's so many different things people really hadn't thought of that this new way of golf is starting to go. And these kids are coming out of college moving the golf ball. You're going to see in probably 5, 10 years if the golf ball doesn't change. If they change the golf ball, it's going to everything's out the window. But in 5 years, I think the average ball speed on tour is going to be 190. I mean,
Oh,
these kids are coming out of college moving it,
yeah.
absolutely moving it. And we have one or two new kids every year enter the sport that's 220. You're just like, where are these people coming from?
Yeah. What was it? Because in golf, it's all about the spin and the swing path. How hard was it you for you coming from baseball to not have that? Because a lot of guys play baseball, come to golf, and it's an instant slice, just straight the way you swing. Was it hard for you to get that draw coming in?
Oh, it's been miserable. It's been a 2 year. I'm still working on it. Like, so my first year in the sport, I was one of the three fastest at every event. I
Mm-hmm.
could move it, but I hit a 5 degree cut that sliced and getting my
Yeah.
doors blown off by people that were 10 to 15 miles an hour slower. So this past year, I made that adjustment. I kind of went a little different and got away from speed, was still pushing some speed, but really worked on getting the ball in the air, trying to draw it over. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, it's a work in progress every day.
Yeah.
That's been one of the hardest things for people. And they're like, what? I said, dude, I put an alignment stick behind me and I try not to hit it coming back through. If I do, it's snapping. Like, and then sometimes now my miss is a block, full block right. But I mean, it's been tough. I mean, it's been really hard because, like you said, that baseball, the first thing you want to do is cast those hands, and when that happens,
Yeah.
you can't control it. It's four right, four right. So yeah, that's been the hardest thing, and we see that with, I'd say, probably 20% of the guys in long drive played college or professional baseball, and we've all had said the same thing. That's been the miss. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's just a baseball in you because you're gonna rotate faster than you should, and you're gonna go over the top.
Yeah.
So
How
yeah, that's
how
go ahead.
wide is the landing area y'all have?
Yeah, so most all of them are different. Like the one in Canada, there's a place in Port Rowan that's like 25 yards. It's miserable. But I
Dang.
would say most of them, like at Worlds, is going to be 50 yards. So you have 50
Okay.
yards left to right, four guys on a tee box. So you have different angles throughout the day. But yeah, 50 yards is anywhere between 45 and 50 is going to be our regular tour stop.
Is it like racing and all this? You want a certain spot? Like, do you want a certain spot out of the four guys, or like you want to be far left, far right, or is it kind of like it don't matter, just wherever you're at?
Well, it really doesn't matter because you're going to hit in each spot on the first two
Okay.
days, and then match play they just go in the middle. I mean, some days depending on the wind, you want a different spot.
Hmm.
Then Worlds in Atlanta, slot one was really tough for me because I was trying to work on that new draw, and I was having to go over these trees, aiming at these trees. So that was tough. It was
Mm.
just a weird spot because if I'm trying to hit this draw and I'm all in slot four, I can aim at the out of bounds and just swoop it in. But then
Yeah.
the further you get in two, three, you're aiming so far out of bounds. You're like, oh Lord, is this going to come back? But for me, being still kind of new, it doesn't bother me. There are some guys that just thrive in different slots than others.
Yeah.
But that has to do with them not making adjustments and that kind of stuff.
What's
It
been your favorite location to go compete at?
Favorite location, as in atmosphere, the way it looked, kind of what he
The
just.
whole scenario.
I
If you could go
absolutely,
somewhere and keep going.
yeah, Hanover, Germany. I got to go to Germany last year and compete there. It was freaking awesome. It was on live TV in Germany. Um, it was one of the coolest places because there's like 3,000 fans there. They didn't know much English, so they're just yelling. We're on a stage in front of them. So that place was awesome. And then, of course, Mesquite. Mesquite's one of the most beautiful places to have a grid. You got the mountains overlooking everything. Those two are absolutely two of the most awesome places to go by far.
do you
So
think
is the ball? I know you said about the ball. It's not a regular ball out of the box. You have a special long drive ball.
Yeah, actually, you can buy it now. It's the Bridgestone E9. So they're actually in stores. Uh, they're called the Bridgestone E9 long drive ball. So that's just the ball that we use. They signed a contract with them 2 years ago, and that's the ball that they decided to go with. They picked it because it flew a little straighter. Um, it wasn't as errant left or right, didn't overspin one way or the other. Um, it's probably 5 to 7 miles an hour slower than a left dash. Pro V1 left dash. So any record broken right now is with a left dash or that new Chrome Tour X, which is super fast as well. Um, but yeah, so it's the Bridgestone E9. It's a slower golf ball, but it does fly a little straighter. So that's why you're seeing these guys that are 210 to 215 that can maximize the golf swing do really well with that golf ball. It just over
Okay.
compresses at 225.
so? Do you think Bryson could come out there and compete with you guys? I know it's all hype around him, but it's real. I mean, he hits it. Could he hang with you guys,
I
or is
mean,
it kind of like
he finished second in the world 2 years ago. I mean,
that's wild?
yeah. He
Is
dangerous,
how
man,
he
because he can flight it. It doesn't matter the
yeah
condition. It doesn't matter the
yeah
wind
oh
conditions.
yeah
He can handle. I mean, for him, it's a normal day. I've seen him up
hmm
to 218 ball speed. I've seen it
yeah
with my own eyes. It's pretty. When he wants to, he can. He could 100% compete because he's such a competitive person. That adrenaline gets going, and man, he was fired up because I mean, it was we were in the same group to get to the final 16 my first year, and it came to a three-way playoff, and only two of us made it. It was me, Bryson, and another guy. And the adrenaline was flowing. And he six balled to get into the final 16. And then he ended up
hmm
getting beat by Martin in the finals. So he 100%. You give him 2 months, he can come out and compete with the best of us, no doubt about
yeah.
it.
So is that his advantage? Is that if he needs to flight it low, high, draw, like all that,
Of
just
course,
how good of a ball
of course,
striker he is compared to an average long drive guy?
of course. Yeah, he can do what's needed for that grid.
Yeah.
He can find the hot spot of the grid and hit the hot spot and let it go. I mean, but he's also gifted with that crazy speed as well. I
hmm
mean, he's got it both. If he there's no reason for him to, but if he put a year into it, I don't see why he couldn't win worlds. I mean,
Yeah.
he's proven already, but shoot, go make that money on live, man. Go win there.
Right.
That's what we're saying. Are there any other guys? I mean that are kind of coming into y'all's world from the professional golf that's not really making headlines like Bryson, but are trying it. Are there any other guys out
Not
there
that I
like
know
that?
of. No,
Okay.
not that I know of. I'd love to see Brooks. I think
Oh
Brooks
yeah.
could. I mean, he's a big dude. He can let it eat, but he never does. Like I'd love to see him or DJ or somebody
hmm
like that. I mean, I'd love to see them to come out and compete because you hear people all the times like, "Well, Rory hit one 400 yards. He also hit it downhill on a fairway,
Yeah.
rolling it like a 20." Like we're
Yeah.
hitting our balls aren't the most roll we get's maybe 10 yards on our grids. So I mean, it's all carry. Uh, but I mean, yeah, I wish they would. I mean, they would have a great time, I tell you that. But
Yeah.
and people all the times like, what's messed up your golf game? It's like actually, it's changed my whole golf game. I mean, I'm
hmm
10 times better player than I ever was now that I'm fast because now I can dial down my stuff and faster than I used to be, but hitting center face
Yeah.
and can play and work a golf ball.
So
That's
if one of
wow.
us wanted to start chasing something like this, what do you think like the first step would be? Just adding speed
Adding
or
speed, go to the driving range. Don't care where the golf ball goes and just swing as hard as you can for 200 balls. The hardest thing for me was going to the driving range and not caring where the golf ball went.
hmm
But you have to get that out of your head to find that next level of speed, if that
Yeah.
makes
okay.
sense. It's all about building the speed reserve. So you go and just cut it loose. Just absolutely wear your body out, ruin your CNS. If you top a ball or you hit the guy to your right, who cares? And then you dial it back when you need to. And like seriously, I go to the range some days and I don't hit one on the planet. I mean, they're fast, and that's all I care
Yeah.
about that day. That day's just a speed day. The next day I'll go back and just try to hit every ball draw or keep it within a certain place. But just swing it as hard as you can. It's all about building the club speed. I mean, at the end of the
Okay.
day, at the end of the day, it's moving the club. I mean, and then figure out from there because say you're a 110 guy now, and all of a sudden you go through it and pound it and pound it and pound it, and you get up to 120, but then you go back and you play on course at 110 and you're striking, center striking. How much better are you
Mhm.
then now than you were when you're 110 maxed out, hitting off the toe, hitting off the hill, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing is building the speed reserve. So when you do dial it back, you're dialing it back where you faster where you used to be, but you're able to hit center face and then go.
Do you get crazy looks when you go to the range? You're just welling away.
Yes, because I go to the range, I put my headphones in, I have about 300 to 500 milligrams of caffeine, and I just go. I
Yeah.
borderline blackout, and I'm yelling at myself, pumping drives just over and over and over. They're going left, they're going right. Some of them are topping, some of them are just sky high. Like, yeah, I just get a lot of funny looks, and some people are like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what? How far are you hitting?" I'm like, "I have no idea. I'm just cutting it
Yeah.
loose."
I feel like Bay Point's range isn't that deep. Like you're probably hitting it to the back range where those other spots are
Oh
back
yeah,
there.
well the good part is they have those limited flight balls,
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, you need those.
yeah, because that range is on. I think it's 300 to the road, maybe
Uh-huh.
325 to the road, and those limited flight balls. I mean, I'm carried them to the road every time, but I mean, if they were regular range balls, those people
Yeah.
on that par five going back would be in trouble. Now,
So you
every
have
now
to
and then I'll
warn.
get, huh?
Do you have to warn the Bay Point guys, hey, I'm about to go out here and hit, so they know nobody on the back part of the range?
No, I mean, if somebody's back there teaching, I'll just hit irons till they get out of the way. I'm not going to go mess up
Yeah.
somebody's training. I'm not going to
Throw a
go
couple
drop
shots at
bombs on
Jay.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
send them to Jay's way, and him sitting there throwing his hands up. Nah, nah. Usually, I'll go when nobody's down there teaching, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's their job. So I'm not going to go mess with them. I'll let them get
Hmm.
their work in, and then I'll do what I need to do. But no, they're such great people here, man. I love them to death.
So
So now for the long drive, does that support you like financially fully, or you have to like work another job, or
Yeah, so it's full. I'm full time long drive. I do about 60 to 80 charity events a year. That's my main thing. So
Mhm.
I go to charity golf tournaments and sit on a tee box and raise money for that charity, just hitting bombs. So like between now and our next tournament, May 17th, I have 21 events. So
oh
I'm
wow.
about to, yeah, I'm going to Ozark for Easter tomorrow, and I'm hopping on a flight Sunday to Houston. Got an event in Houston Monday, then somewhere in South Florida on Friday. It's every Monday, Friday, I'm somewhere. So
That's
luckily
wild.
enough, Long Drive it has opened the door to charity events, so I'm able to do it full time
Yeah.
and do it that way. So that and some gracious sponsors I have really take care of that.
that's
Uh,
awesome. Next time we have a BSG tournament, we'll get you out there
Heck yeah,
just to hit
I'd
the
love
drive.
to.
charity drive on the long.
I'd love to.
Um,
That'd be awesome.
so with you being at Bay Point and here recently, the Dodd King has been at Bay Point. Have you tried hitting some off the deck with and seeing
Man,
how
I
far
love
they
that
go?
dude. Yeah, he actually stayed with me a few days. I don't. I'm terrified of breaking my wrist and my club, and I've tried one or two goofing around. What he does is pretty insane. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, he literally, if he rolls it and it hits in a divot, he's hitting it out of divot. And of course, I've seen him top a few, but it's not what people think. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very few and far in between. Dude can
Yeah.
absolutely play, and it's pretty impressive watching. I mean, he can probably still get out 280, maybe
That's wild.
300 off the drive. I mean, it's insane. I mean, every time it's right where he wants to put it to.
Yeah.
It's one of the most athletic. If you don't understand how athletic you have to be to hit that shot that consistently over and over again.
Hmm.
But yeah,
So with you
he's
being
a
in the
good dude. Go ahead.
content world and the long drive, we've kind of been talking to people about content influencers and then PGA and how content's kind of taking the lead, like getting a lot more views. Um, do you have fun doing that content side of it? Like if the long drive didn't happen, would you kind of chase that a little bit and go down that road?
I would. I enjoy it. I love
Yeah.
putting on a show. I love building a character. I think it's fun. I can be myself. Um, some people don't like who I am, but I don't care. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be loud, extravagant, probably throw a few cuss words out there. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy it. I think it's fun. I mean, we get to go hit golf balls for a living, so how could you not like that? But like to your point, I think, yeah, social media is going to overtake the PGA Tour here shortly. I mean, if you're not seeing it by the big groups like Good and some of those guys, the sponsorships they're
Yeah.
getting, most PGA Tour players aren't getting that because, like you said, if you look at their views compared to what PGA's pulling, it's nowhere even close. I mean,
Yeah.
it's insane what the content world has done in the golf game, and I wouldn't be shocked if a few years from now, somebody creates a social media content league or something. I mean, I don't know. That's just
Oh yeah.
you have to think. You have to think that's where it's
Oh, I'm
going.
writing that down.
Yeah, you have
He's
to think that's
writing
where it's
that down.
going. I mean, because Good
Yeah,
put
Yeah.
on their
absolutely.
own tournament, and you saw who all was there. Some of the biggest
Yeah.
names, and I mean, who wouldn't want to go do that? I mean, at the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's all about entertaining people. You can't be worried about how your golf looks because I'm not good. I just like to have fun.
Yeah.
I can swing fast,
That's our problem.
and yeah, I mean, you just good. Yeah, they worry about their golf, but they're damn good golfers. So
Yeah.
that's what people go to them for. I don't think anybody comes to my page to watch me hit a really good golf shot.
Hmm.
I just
They
don't
just want
think
to see
they
you
do.
bomb it.
Bomb it
We
or
always say
what
that's
is
our
this
big
idiot going to
problem.
do next? Yeah,
Yeah.
what's this idiot going to do next? What could he possibly do? Um, So yeah, I really think social media is going to take over the golf space.
Yeah. As
And
far
you know,
as far as content and social media people, everybody talks about Michael Morris, how far he is. And I would love to see him come out there with you guys and see how he'd hang with all of y'all and Martin and
yeah, I
everything.
haven't got to hit with him. I got to hit with Bubby a few times. I haven't got to hit with Mike. I'd love to see because I've heard Mike is pretty long, and I heard
Yeah.
he's pretty fast. I'm sure he could probably, if he reached back, he could probably get to 208, 210 ball speed. I could honestly see Micah doing that. I'd love for him to come out and do it. I think
Yeah.
it'd be great for the sport. It'd be great for him. Um, I'd love for more people like that to come out to the sport. We need it. We need it as a sport. We're trying to grow the sport the best we can. I mean,
Hmm.
the more people we get into it, the more people with more content, and that's best for all of us. That's why we all
Yeah.
support each other with the content they're doing because we're all trying to. At the end of the day, we all compete against each other, but we're all trying to build the sport together. So we're
Yeah.
all trying to push each other to do content. Get it out there. Let them know you do long drive. Build the
Hmm.
sport the best we can.
Yeah. I feel like every time I get
Casey
online, I
might
see
be out there
Martin.
soon.
Who?
You.
Oh, he's so dumb.
Come on.
No, I feel like every time I get on, I see Martin. Like if I'm just scrolling, Martin will pop up randomly. A lot of
Yeah.
his stuff.
His little short
It,
shorts.
that's what I was gonna say. Him and those short shorts. Has anybody talked to him about those shorts?
Hey, people comment on it, so
Is is
let
that
them be
just
short.
yeah? Is that his thing, or is that just like culture from where he's from? It's like tight short shorts.
It's definitely culture from over in Europe, from Germany,
Okay. Yeah.
100%. I mean, I've never seen them with regular shorts on. I mean, they're always those little short shorts. I make fun
How
of them
did
every
you
time.
how did you meet Martin the first time?
Yeah, so when I went to do that video with Bryson, Martin just happened to be there with Bryson training, and
Okay.
that's how I met him as well. So I met him through that, and we just kind of clicked, and went down to my first event, which was 2 months later in Florida. Ended up rooming with him and spending some time with him, and we kind of just clicked, and uh, just built a friendship around that. And now I've become his like little sidekick, little guy in the background running his mouth. I'm his little scapegoat, so I'll do this bad stuff and get people to laugh at me on his channel, so they're not making fun of him. But no,
Yeah.
kind of got fortunate. Like I said, I got very lucky how I got into the sport and the people I met right off the bat. And I just try my best to take advantage of it and be grateful to those people who got me into the sport.
Does your baseball buddy that told you to do it, does he get all the credit for getting you into it? Do y'all still talk?
Man, oh, I talk to him every day.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he gets the credit. I give him that. He got me. He pushed me to start trying. And it was funny. He's like, "You got to do it for the people like us that can't." And at the time, I didn't know what he was talking about. And now, I mean, honestly, I would have never pictured this would ever happen. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
insane.
No, it's sick. I love watching. I wish it got more publicity, like you said, like on that online, social media, and TV and stuff. Because when you find it and you watch it, you're like, this is really entertaining. Just watching them. I mean, what guy
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
want to see guys just like adrenaline hitting balls as hard as they can?
and
Like,
watching on TV and YouTube doesn't do it justice. Like, if somebody could get out to an event and be there in person, it's even more. Because I mean, you got 30 guys on the driving range before the event, just absolutely cutting it loose in their own zone, and then they step up
yeah,
on the grid and music's blaring, people are yelling. I mean, it's an adrenaline testosterone fest, is what it is.
hmm
Worlds is in Atlanta, right?
Yep, Worlds is in Atlanta at Bobby Jones. It's in August this year. We had it there last year as well. So Worlds
We'll
is
have to make the ride,
yeah,
Casey.
that'd be
It's
fun.
come
only
'Cause
like
we're
an
on.
only
hour from the house.
yeah, we're only an hour from Atlanta, so that'd be fun. When is Worlds?
Yeah,
You said
August.
August.
August, middle of August. Yep.
Okay.
It's 5
Does
days.
everybody
So
does everybody get to go to Worlds, or do you have to qualify to get there? As far
you
as
have to
your
qualify.
level.
You have
Okay.
to qualify. So because I finished in the top 16 in the world last year, I'm automatic qualified.
Okay.
So I have to go through the qualification. There's 2 or 3 automatics, like top 16 that finished in the top 16 at the World Championships. Then the top 30 in the world get automatic qualified. So, and then after that, there's qualifications throughout the year all over the place where there's 128 guys that go. And then it's 5 days until there's one man standing.
That's wild.
So what we do when we pull up, we just say, "Where was Sam?" And
Come
then they
on with it.
just
Oh, they're going to be like, yeah, you're
they,
good. They're going to
they
tell you
give
to
us
go.
the red carpet.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you there's a porter potty in the back that you can go park by and hang out there if you tell them with me. But no, yeah, no, I'll take care of y'all this year. Y'all coming.
No, we'd love to come check it
Yeah,
out. It's
we'll definitely put it on the books because I
Yeah.
mean it's not far at all.
Yeah, so
is
our next event's in Memphis, and then we go to Denver. We got 2 stops in Canada, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, then Worlds in Atlanta.
yeah. Oh, we'll
So
make it happen. We'll be there for Worlds.
love it, love it. Let's go.
Hey,
We'll
is
have the I Heart Sam hats on instead of the
yeah,
Car Girls.
Come on
yeah.
now,
I heard Sam.
I'll make them for you. I'll get some made if y'all wear it. I promise
The
Oh
body
shoot.
paint.
Do
you.
do a lot of long drive guys like when you think golf? A lot of guys are like Jupiter, Florida. Is there a certain hub for long drive guys, or y'all kind of spread out, or do y'all train together in a certain city?
We're a lot of guys are spread out. There is a group of probably 8 to 10 down in West Palm, Jupiter area.
Okay.
And then there's a few up in Orlando, Jacksonville area, a few out in Dallas, a few out in California. They're mostly spread out, but you could probably get about 10 to 15 of some of the top in the world are in the Florida area.
Okay.
Spread out from Panama City all the way to Orlando down to Jupiter. But I mean, the weather's
Mhm.
so nice. There's so many courses down there. That's just kind of where everybody gravitates to year
I guess
round.
our last question of the night is: with you being Panama City guy, do you drive a squatted truck?
No, come on now. God, did you see that crap? What is
Dude,
Oh,
going
it
yes.
was
on?
awful.
How are they
Last
driving
weekend,
like this?
it was wild. Last weekend, they were everywhere.
I don't know what was going on. I got out of town. I was fortunate. I was in West Palm in L.A. during that. Like we had our first long drive event. I was out in L.A. and one of my buddies, I guess he came to play golf. Was like, dude, every truck here was sitting at an angle. Because back in our day, everybody was lifted high.
Yeah.
Just straight.
Right.
Now, I don't know. I mean, I don't. What's the point of it? I mean, I can't figure it
I-
out. I mean, what are they
we
looking
didn't
at while
see
they're
it.
driving?
We didn't see it until we came into Panama City. We came in Back Beach Road, and all of a sudden it hits you, and they're like back to back to back to back.
Which way did y'all go?
Right.
231.
Yeah.
Yeah, 231 all the way. Yeah, that's. I remember right before I left, I rode to Beachside. I try not to go to the beach that much over that way, just because spring break right now. And every truck was just, I'm like a 6-inch lift in the front and a 2-inch drop in the back. I'm like, what are these
It's
kids
awful.
doing? Such a
Yeah.
bad
We
look.
have it around town some too, and I'm like, that looks so dumb.
When did that start? I mean,
I don't know.
God.
Well, we'll try to get. I mean, with us being somewhat close, we need to try to get together one day. We'd love to film a video with you.
Oh, heck
And
yeah.
it don't have to be 9 holes. It can be us on the range, you trying to get our swing speed up or something like that. But we'd love just to hang out and get a video.
We can do
going.
that and then play some golf. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We'll
I
let
mean,
you be an
I'm close.
honorary driver for us.
Yeah. Yeah. If it'll go straight, we'll be good.
We can go
But
to the
no,
field and have a home run derby competition. I don't, my bat's still hot. It don't matter.
I don't know if mine is. I'm scared to swing. I probably swing and miss. I'll be right under it now. But
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I'd
from all
love
your
to
swinging.
shoot. Y'all come
Yeah.
down. If y'all come back down, you got a free place to stay. I got 2 extra bedrooms right on hole 5. So
Oh, that's perfect.
whenever
we
y'all
love
want to
it.
come
Probably
back,
almost hit your
yeah,
house,
come
Yeah.
on with it.
depending on what side of the fairway it is.
Yeah, it's off a little bit. It's off the beaten path. So if you
Oh, good.
hit this condo, you missed it by a long shot.
That wouldn't be too far of a stretch some days,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially with the wind.
Oh, with the wind
that
down here off the
wind
bay,
was
you never
wild.
know. God, this past
It was
weekend was
wild.
insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, y'all let me know anytime. I can come up to that area. I love coming back to Alabama. Good place. Where y'all play at?
Robert
A
Trent
lot of
Jones and the
RTJ.
fields and
Y'all
stuff
play?
like that.
Okay, we got you.
But
You-
Cider Ridge is near Ozark, right?
I don't know.
Or is it-
Cider Ridge?
Ain't that what Stan said earlier?
Oh no, he said Oxford, Alabama.
Oh, that's up north. Yeah,
Ozark.
we got the Dothan, the Highlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Highlands RTJ, 3 nines there.
that ain't
Greenville
nothing.
is somewhat close.
That's a pretty
Uh,
short drive. I mean, a decent drive for us. Like we could do that in a day. Like if you were up at your hometown around Dothan and whatnot,
Yep.
we could make it work.
I mean,
We'd love to, though, for real.
Dothan for me is only 2 hours. So I mean, we could just meet in the middle and play.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
We'll plan it for this summer when you don't have a charity event going on.
Yeah, for sure. We can set up a date where I can look up. Shoot, we can even meet up in Prattville. I ain't worried.
Yeah.
I'll go play the Capitol.
Yeah.
Oh
that'd
yeah,
be
we
cool.
like the Capitol.
We love it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So everybody check out Sam. We're gonna have all Sam's stuff linked below. But hey, we're rooting for you, and Atlanta, we're coming. We're gonna bring.
Appreciate
We'll
it.
let Cameron in.
Question: How'd you get the nickname Turbo?
Oh yeah, that
So
speed, baby.
I got the
on the
speed. So
bases.
it started as it definitely wasn't on the bases. It was either a strikeout or it was either walk back to a dugout or jogging.
Yeah.
But no, I think Martin. I can't remember who started calling me Turbo Cut because I hit that low bullet cut and it just
Oh,
stuck. I mean, then everybody started calling me Turbo Cut, and then all of a sudden I changed to a draw, and everybody's like, "What the heck? You ruined your name." So now the Turbo just kind of stuck, and I just kept the Turbo. But yeah, just people started like because I would hit these no lie like 5-degree bullets that just took
yeah.
off cutting, and so the name Turbo Cut just kind of took off. I was like, screw it, I'm going to embrace it. Let's roll. You know,
Love
I
it.
mean,
We're gonna paint on us
so
at the finals, the world, Zach. We'll just put turbo down our chest or something.
Yeah,
love it.
we'll cut it into the chest hair.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, just shave it right across like Turbo Daily or Turbo Cut down.
That'll be it.
Perfect, perfect.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate you coming on, Sam, and hanging out with us.
Hey, no problem at all. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. And yeah, I look forward to meeting you in person. Let's get on the golf course sometime.
Let's
Yeah,
do
we
it.
definitely will.
Perfect.
Hey,